Yep, I'm back. So let's jump right into game 3, a deciding match between Default and Draw in the round of 16 of the Default Tour number, what was it, 49 I think. And Default is the green Pronos in the bottom right position. Draw is the white Zerg. Yeah, the wall is confused too, as am I. So Draw is off-racing as Zerg in the deciding game. It's on Aztec. I think it's a pretty balanced map, PvZ. I haven't played it that often, so I'm not quite sure. It looks balanced, I think. So Draw playing Zerg. It's a 3-player map with a reverse ramp, and Default is going to be unlucky and is not going to scout Draw right away. So Default going for the Forge Fast Expand as it, well, it looks like he's going for the Forge Fast Expand. Might still be a 10-12 gate, but I'm not quite sure if that is such a good idea on Aztec. I mean, the distances aren't huge. I think it's okay. It could be okay. But he's going for the standard Forge Fast Expand, and Draw is going for the Overpool build. At least it looks like an overpool. So Default should probably go Cannon and then Nexus against an overpool, but I'm not quite sure. Smartly Draw hiding a drone up here to avoid the hatchery being blocked. Very nice move here, gets down the hatchery, no delay on the hatchery, and Default seeing Draw putting down the hatchery right away, puts down the Nexus right away, so he's going to go Nexus Cannon. But I think this is going to be very close. 4 Zerglings are coming in for Draw, so if Draw just decides to move over right away, it could be close. Nope. So maybe I'm just wrong. I think it would have been close. I'm not sure how the distances are on Aztec. It's very close if you go Nexus Cannon against an overpool build. So Nexus going up here. Default taking the second gas. Draw has taken a third base as well, taking a faraway base, so he's probably going to go for some kind of 4-base style, because if you're able to defend the natural, you usually kind of get the main for free, at least in the early stages of the game, because the pros won't be able to drop it really effectively. Unless he goes for some kind of Corsair Reaver build, of course. So 7-Ace Core is going down. Lair on the way for Draw, already halfway done. And third base is also coming in. He only has 4 lings on the map, so the 1 cannon is really enough. There's also second gas already. That's kind of early, actually, in my opinion at least. So let's see if he does anything special with the kind of early gas. Gets a Stargate. Is he also going to get +1 air weapons? Just poking out with his Zealot, just chasing away the the Zerglings, and yeah, he's actually getting +1 air weapons. What was this? It's like 8 Zerglings on the map right now, I think, and the world really wants to put on the cell pressure, but he's going to lose 1 cell pretty much from nothing. Does get 1 hit off, but he gets... I mean, he distracts Draw long enough to move into the 3rd base, so he's denying some mining time, but he's sacrificing 2 Zelts basically. Not quite sure if that's worth it. Very nicely hiding the Zealot in the back. What is Draw going to do? Looks like a 3-hatch Spire into a 5-hatch Hydra build so far. Doesn't have a natural gas yet, so it's I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 5-hatch Hydra full up. +1 on the way for the walls. Also, Citadel is finished and gets the Templar Archives right away before speed, so this is probably going to be a DT build. He's probably going to try and go for some DT harass. First Corsair is out, but the Spire's already done and Scourge are on the way. 5th hatchery also on the way, and his Draw, I think he's going to go for another hatchery right away, and Dewald really has to be careful. He doesn't want to lose this Corsair. Gets a good scout off here, knows exactly what's coming his way. 1 Scourge hits. Is he actually gonna lose the 2nd? Oh, sorry. My camera control is less than optimal. D- camera control. Did he see the hatchery? I'm not quite sure. Checks everything out. Yeah, there's a DT. So he's getting a DT. He's also still producing Corsairs, and +1 is almost done. So he's going to try and sneak a DT into one of the bases potentially. At least that's what I expect. +1 is also on the way, so yeah, but not +1, it's Zellex. +1 is also on the way, but Zellex is going to finish early, and he doesn't really have the Zealot numbers to do an effective +1 attack. And DT gets watered away. I mean, he has forced 3 sunken colonies in the natural. He's also forced 3 sunken colonies, or 2 sunken and 1 spore colony in the 3rd base, so that's kind of that's okay. I mean, that's basically all you want to do usually. Just force the Zerg to commit to some defenses, and possibly try and get some harassment done, but that's usually not going to happen against a competent Zerg if he isn't caught off guard. And Dewald scouts the drone transfer, so he knows that the 4th hatchery, or the 4th base rather, 6th hatchery I think it is up, and he's getting goon range, so he's probably going to go for some kind of mid-game attack, goon zealot attack, or rather no, he's using his feelings to secure the 3rd base. That's also a possibility. I mean, he has scouted the quite fast. It's fast. It's a fast fourth base. So he is going to respond by taking a base himself. Has to be careful with the drone. Very nice micro here. Saves the drone. So it's going to be 4 base against 3 base, but it's going to be 4 potentially, like in the late game, it's going to be 4 gas against 2 gas, which usually you kind of need a lot of gas in the late game as Protoss. And Dewald is moving out now. now that he has well, he has not secured his third yet, and Draw is going to just swing around with a few Zerglings, and nope, is he? I think he wants to deny third. Dewalt meanwhile moving in, but he doesn't have an observer with this army. Is there an observer on the way? I don't think so. But he's going to be able to pick off some drones here, and Draw meanwhile moves into a third base and is able to deny it. Robo just now on the way for Dewalt, so he won't be able to do anything against the lurker defense of Draw, and meanwhile Dewalt just pushing back the lings of Draw that were in his third base, or his potential third base, that is. And Draw really going for the Lanken defense, Lurker Sunken defense. Dewalt meanwhile decides to take one of the inner bases as his third base. Of course, also a good choice. Maybe even a better choice, because it gives you a much needed gas for the late game. But one less mineral patch, as you can see. 6 mineral patches, 2, 4, 6, and that's 7. But I think the gas is much more important, because you will need a ton of high Templar in the late game. And Draw actually going for the run by with some speedlings here, or rather going into natural, trying to snipe off some high Templar, and he's actually getting one. Is he going to get a second as well? No! The high Templar survives, so Draw trading a few links for a high Templar. That's usually always a good trade. And Dewalt has a considerable amount of units out right now, though. So he's probably going to go for the attack. +1 is finished and 1-1 is finished for Draw. So no attack upgrade advantage for Dewalt here. And Dewalt is moving in. Is there an observer with this army? I still don't see an observer. Ah, there it is. So first observer is out for Dewalt, and looks like Draw is going to go for a counterattack, or maybe a flank, but Dewalt, expecting it, moves back with his army. Oh, this High Templar is in dangerous waters. Doesn't get picked off. Luckily, lurkers can't attack when they're above ground. Did I think? I think I heard a shuttle. Yeah, there it is. I was sure I heard a shuttle loading up, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't see it. And Dark Swarm is already out for Draw, so he has the Hive tag, and there's a 4 Zealot drop into his main base. Dewalt is kind of trying to distract Draw at the ramp here, and Draw moves in, takes out a sunken colony, takes out one drone, but is going to be taken out by Cracklings here, because Cracklings are damn good. Meanwhile, he's moving up the ramp. This is going to be enough. I mean, he's moving up the ramp against a ton of lurkers and Dark Swarm. The Dark Swarm is kind of late. He's already lost a few lurkers. Good storm here on the Zerglings, I think. Also gets the Defiler with the storm, but basically no, oh man, can't even. There's the reinforcements, it's Zealots, no Zealots left here, so no way to fight the lurkers under Swarm, but there are no lurkers left under Swarm. And the reinforcements of Draw are coming in. There's a ton of Swarm down here, so Dewalt is pushed back, and Ultralisks out as well for draw. Is there... There's the 3-0 on the way for DeWalt. DeWalt is going to run to few links, just get a few links for free basically. Still 1-1 for draw. Is he researching? Yep, there's the second carapace, and I think he forgot the second attack upgrade. So DeWalt is in the middle of the map, has loaded up 3 zealots, and is going to drop into the 4th base of draw. But the 4th base is defended with a sunken colony, so I don't think it's going to do too much damage here. And draw looking to deny 4th base of DeWalt. Meanwhile, drop is moving in, takes out 1 drone, but it's a pretty good SimCity here. And is it going to be able? Gets another drone, so he's just going after drones. Nope. Focuses on the sunken colonies, but he's not going to do any more damage. And draw taking a 5th, and nope, but is probably going to take a 6th base soon. 4th base going up for DeWalt. Has he done a reaver switch? I don't see any reavers yet, as of yet. Yeah, so DeWalt is basically in the middle of the map and doesn't really know. Was there a drop? Did I miss a draw up? I hope not. Yeah, DeWalt just picking off a few zerglings. That's quite a considerable amount of Ultralisks. Nice storm here on the Ultralisks. Pulls them in, and nice plague on a lot of Dragoons here. Good storms, and draw going in for the flank, attacking from 2 sides, but the zerglings on the right side are cleaned up quite easily by a good storm, and there is not enough... wow, nice storm on the Ultralisks. There are not enough zerglings here to really deal the damage, and the Ultralisks by himself are not really that good against big amounts of Dragoons, especially if you don't have a ton of swarms. More storms going down, picking off a few zerglings. Is going to pick off another Ultralisk, yeah. And reinforcements for draw coming in. Ton of speedlings now, cracklings that is. And there's only 1 Dragoon left for DeWalt, so he is probably going to be cleaned up. Yeah, reinforcements also coming in from the other side, and DeWalt's army is going to be cleaned up here. He has to pull back onto the high ground, but his army has basically been cleaned up, and yeah, draw is now going for the counterattack, and he has quite a few forces here. Already has 3 defilers with this attack, so it's probably going to do a ton of damage. And he... nope, he's just checking for a base here. And he's going into the 3rd base. Attacking the 3rd base, needs to put down a swarm. Gets down 2 dark swarms here, and he has a ton of Ultralisks here, and there's only Zealots defending. And Zealots don't do that well against Ultralisks. So DeWalt is going to lose his 3rd base, I think, unless he has considerable amounts of units reinforcing. He has some... wow, draw actually pulls back, or just decides to attack the 4th base. But the 4th base is pretty well defended here with cannons and 2 reavers. He didn't actually finish off 3rd base of DeWalt. Pretty curious when he didn't. Probably didn't want to sacrifice too many units against the Dark Templar. And DeWalt is already also taking 5th base, but it's going to be denied. Or not. Craxings are pretty good. Some DTs are out on the map. Let's look at the main bases. Yeah, I mean, nothing new. No carrier switch for DeWalt. Doesn't have the cash to do so anyway. And Draw just gathering his forces, is gearing up to for another attack onto the third base of DeWalt, I think. I mean, he can't really attack the fourth base because it's pretty well defended with Reavers. Like, the only possible way would probably be to drop right on top of the Reavers, but he will have to bring a lot more Overlords to do so. But let's see, looks like he's going to go for third base, and moving in now, gets a good Dark Swarm off, but DeWalt has to pull back. It's just a ton of units for Draw. Just a ton of Ultralisks with some Cracklings mixed in, but good Storm here by DeWalt, but he's still... Ultralisks are so good, but I think he's going to hold here. Yeah, DeWalt just barely hangs on, just barely defends his attack, but is he going to be able to defend against reinforcements that are streaming across the map? Wow, so many Ultralisks coming in. Good Storm here, but it's just so many Ultras, so many cows, and not enough Archons to really deal with it. No Reavers at this base, and Draw is going to clean up the third base right now. So Draw takes out the third base, so DeWalt is basically reduced to 2 bases, and this one's barely mining, so it's like 1.5 base, while Draw is still mining from quite a few bases, 3 at least, I'd say. But drop into the into Draw's base, it's like his 5th or 6th, and DeWalt is able to pick off quite a few units, but at the same time Draw is going for the kill, moving into a natural, and in late game PvZ the natural is usually the weakest, yeah, the least defended place in the Proloss on the map. Just lost my train of thought there. GG! That's what I want to say. Draw takes it 2-1 over DeWalt and moves on to the round of 8.